I recently went to an estate sale and found what I consider a grail made popular by Rolling Stone magazine in the late 70s. Check it out.
All I need are some tasty waves, cool buzz, and I'm fine.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am Graham, back with another video. I haven't done a haul video in a while and don't really do them too often anyway, but I did happen to go to this estate sale last week, and pretty much everything I'm going to show you today I was able to get from that estate sale. And from day one, I saw this item in there that was it's not an original, obviously, but it's one of the few remakes that have been done over the years, and you can still buy them new, so to speak, but they are still very expensive. And so as soon as I saw it, I immediately remembered this ad and commercial from the early 80s, and thought that I would just go ahead and go through everything that I got, and then show you the main thing. So I'm going to hold these up, but then I'll do a photo over, because I know the glare from my ring is going to blur it out, so you really won't be able to see it. But I was able to get this this Commodore 64 game of Julius Erving versus Michael Bird. I'm sorry, Larry Bird. And it was really cool that the 15-year-old girl that was helping out at the estate sale had no idea what a floppy disk was. Why should she, right? It's old technology, but to be able to sit there and explain to her what it was, that it was a game. It was like putting a DVD in a DVD player, and well, what's it go in? How's it work? It was a great opportunity to teach her what a floppy disk is.
This looks like a square disc of some sort, so I'm assuming it works like the same as like a CD. I don't really know what this is. I thought this was like a DVD case. Is it like the hard drive? Let's turn it on.
And then basically the rest is vinyl. It's all music related. Even the last item is somewhat music related, so it's going to be fun. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and hold these, put these up across the screen. I got Cheap Trick Next Position Please vinyl. This one doesn't have the sleeve for it. I got the Ted Nugent Free for All album, and once again, I end up going through and putting them in new sleeves that are brand new and protected, and then I even put a protective sleeve on to protect the actual cardboard itself. Then I got Glenn Frey, No Fun Allowed, Alabama. I don't listen to country too often, but when I do, it's the older country music from the 70s and 80s, Alabama, Oak Ridge Boys, Hank Williams Jr. and whatnot. So I'm not really into the new stuff, but when I find one of these albums, that's pretty awesome. Got Rick Springfield. I got this Enoch Light and his orchestra, and I got it mainly because it had bossa nova on there, and I love bossa nova. Got a Romantics album, National Breakout, which was great. Got another Jay Giles band, Sanctuary. Got me a few Chicagos, so I got this Chicago album, and I got the single for Jump for the Pointer Sisters, which is awesome. Love that song. One of my favorite bands of all time. I was able to get the Huey Lewis and the News Picture This album. I'll save that one for a second here. And then I got the Beach Boys Live in Concert 2 vinyl set, which was great. Here's the other Chicago. Again, the titles aren't on them as easily as they would be on a cassette. Or most vinyl, but they just don't have them on there. I got Kim Wilde, which of course has the Kids in America song that she's very well known for. This compilation album, which I love, compilation albums from the 80s, the hit list. So this is songs of the 1982's best hits, Pointer Sisters, Hall & Oates, Tommy Two-Tone. And here's the other Chicago album that we got. And we've listened to all of these. They're all great. But the one I would consider a grail, and I mean a grail, it's not worth any money, but it was cool to find because back when I grew up, my mom had comedians like Red Fox and Richard Pryor on vinyl. I love that they would record their stand-up and sell it on vinyl records. And so I actually found this Eddie Murphy one, which I think is awesome. If you've all seen Delirious and Raw, I just never knew that he did any on vinyl. And so this was pretty cool. And if you've heard it before, some of the things he said in it and stuff you probably can't say today. Well, not probably, you just can't. Well, you can, but you probably get canceled, but it's a great album. And then into some cassettes that I got. Found this Alice Cooper $1 Billion Babies, and it's what they call a slipcase. Again, didn't even know these existed. Let me try to get it out of here. Okay, well, there we go. And so what's crazy about this is this cassette's from like 1973. I didn't honestly think cassettes came around until the late 70s, early 80s, I guess is when they really got popular. But these slipcases are like little VCR sleeves or like little mini discs for what you would use for a camcorder. But yeah, in the early 70s, it was this. So pretty cool. And then I got Daryl Hall, John Oates cassette. Another one, Soulful Sounds. Christopher Cross. I got 2 Christopher Cross. If you don't know, Christopher Cross went to school and graduated in Alamo Heights, which is a suburb of San Antonio. So he is what we consider a local boy. My wife went to school at Alamo Heights. Obviously, Christopher Cross graduated, I think, in the 60s, so way before my wife. But it is pretty cool to find his stuff, and I actually really do love his music. What else we have? And then, of course, I've got Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet. Again, none of these are real bangers, not worth much money, but value-wise, they're worth a lot to me because they're going to be parts of my collection. And then moving on, I got me a stack of these Maxell cassettes, right, for mixtapes. And so it kind of brings me to the point of the final item, and that is by the last day. So you know how estate sales, they go from the highest price and then down and down. So it was full price, and the next day was 50%, and then the last day was 75%. So I had haggled with these people from day one, then to day 2, and they weren't budging, they were sticking to it. And so by the third day, I assumed it would be 75% off, and I was ready to go in for a fight, like show enough, right? So yeah, I went in, it was 75% off. And so it's kind of interesting that I got these at the estate sale. So what's the one thing that you remember about Maxell?
The usual, sir.
Even after 500 plays, our high fidelity tape still delivers high fidelity. Maxell, it's worth it.
If you didn't guess it, it's this iconic photo right here, which was an ad that was done, I believe, in the late 70s. It was done in Rolling Stone as a paper ad. And then, of course, it turned into that commercial. So as soon as I walked in on day 1, I saw the chair sitting there. And I'm not going to butcher the name of what they're called. I'll put it across the bottom of the screen. It's like a French name. And now, obviously, this is not an original. These chairs go all the way back, I think, to 1928 or 29. So finding an original is a lot harder. However, there have been remakes of it throughout the years, and even finding those is hard. There's a couple sites online that still make a version of it. And even those are very, very expensive, into the several $100s or over $1,000 range. So I was able to steal this at a good price, a couple $100 is what it was at the time. They originally wanted $850 for it. And in this small town where this happened to be at, most people didn't know what it was, and they sure as hell weren't going to pay $800 for a chair. So if you've been able to see it, I'm sitting in it right now. It's actually very comfortable. I don't even have room for it in the Rad Cave. I have been redoing my office, which is across the hall, to where I will make sure I can get it in there to fit into the corner and make good use of it. Maybe do like a podcast or something like that to where I can sit in it, have the microphone like they all do, right? So anyway, um, again, if this is the type of content that you like, I please appreciate you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It helps with the algorithm. And drop a comment below on, especially if you've heard the Eddie Murphy album and what other maybe albums on vinyl or comedy on vinyl that you have. Drop a comment below of what they are, or one of your favorite items out of this stack. And with that said, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.